Yo, what's good with y'all, man? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's Swervo Hoops. And, man, welcome to another top 10 rankings list. This video, we got top 10 small forwards for this season. And I ain't gonna waste any more of y'all time, man. Let's get into the honorable mentions of this list. Alrighty, so let's get it started with honorable mentions. We got Harrison Barnes, TJ Warren, OG Anunoby, Joe Harris, Mikal Bridges, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Tim Hardaway. And like I said in my other videos, you feel me? All these guys were probably capable of making the top 10, but the guys in the top 10 were just better. And so if your favorite player is in this honorable mention, you didn't make the list, that's tough. But yeah, let's get into this top 10 list, you feel me? By the way, I forgot to say Dylan Brooks too, but he kind of be playing the 2 and 3 position, and Jaren Jackson was out around this time I made this list, so like, yeah, he's on the honorable mention though. Let's just put him there. But with that being said, getting us started with the list today, we got at number 10, Michael Porter Jr. of the Denver Nuggets. Michael Porter Jr. definitely stepped it up since Jamal Murray got injured, as we all know. When Jamal Murray got hurt, he definitely stepped up and went from averaging about 18, 17 points this season to averaging 23 and 7 on ridiculous shooting splits. Mans was shooting 54% from the field and 44% from 3 and almost 86% from the line. On the season total, he averaged 19 and 7 and still damn near was shooting 50, 40, 90 splits. This man, to be honest, I was talking to my mans about this the other day, bro. I really do think this guy is going to be the next generation Kevin Durant. And maybe that statement ages poorly or whatever, but shit. I watched this man a couple of games, bro, and his game is pretty similar. I would say the only difference is the fact that KD, of course, has a better handle, and MPJ is more of an off-the-ball type of player. But he plays off of Jokic so well, and his ability to shoot off the catch is very good. Like, this man can shoot it over almost anybody in the league because of his size. I would like to see him work on his defensive awareness a little bit more, and he did step up on that side of the ball towards the second half of the season. But yeah, man, I feel like this guy has a brighter future ahead of him, man. Like, he's only going to get better. At the 9th spot, we got Gordon Hayward of the Charlotte Hornets. Now, when I say he earned this spot by the slick of his hairs because of MPJ and how he played through the second half of the season, it's very true. It's a very true statement. If you want to make the debate that MPJ should have deserved this 9th spot, you can leave it in the comments below. I don't think you're wrong, you feel what I'm saying? But to be honest with you, I didn't want to do that to Gordon Hayward because he still had a great season, and I think he had an even better season than MPJ. To be honest, I feel like for the circumstance that MPJ was in, of course it flourished his game, and it opened our eyes to how good he already was becoming. Because you got to think, like, he was already starting to become even better just a bit before Murray went out. So it's like, or you know what? Let's get off of MPJ for a minute. We're talking about Gordon Hayward. Gordon Hayward, I feel like, is a better player than MPJ. He's a better defender, better passer. Of course, not a better shooter. MPJ is looking like one of the better shooters in the league, period. But yeah, Gordon Hayward, the impact he had on Charlotte, of course, LaMelo, you know what I'm saying? Like, what he did during the season for Charlotte as well can't be ignored. But yeah, man, I'm going to have Gordon Hayward at that 9th spot just because overall I feel like he's a better player than MPJ. And yeah, it is very close between the two, but I didn't want to just give the full credit to MPJ just because he had an amazing second half to the season. Whereas, yes, Gordon Hayward didn't complete the season because of his injury, but he was able to sustain a consistency for that Charlotte team throughout a good 40 to 50 games for them, feel me? So I think he was more deserving for that 9th spot. At the number 8 spot, we got Brandon Ingram of the New Orleans Pelicans. And I feel like the Lakers sold the bag by trading him, just being honest. But we all understand at the end of the day, it resulted in a championship for them, whatever. Now, he's going to be one of the key cornerstone pieces of that New Orleans team. and here's why. This dude's play style is very Kevin Durant-esque, and he's still young. Not saying he's going to be better than him. Shit, I'm not even saying his game is close to his right now, but it's not too far away. You feel what I'm saying? Guy's an amazing shooter, and he's even shown an improvement on his passing ability, his rebounding ability, his efficiency. It remained about the same, if not a little better. And yeah, Ingram is just an offensive threat for them. I feel like he can play alongside Zion as long as they have the right pieces around them roster-wise. And the impact he had on them this season, I still feel was really good. It's just a matter of talent they had on that team didn't really fit their two best players. Brandon Ingram is getting better and better, all-star level player. Let's see if he could still turn into a superstar level player. And I do feel like his game fits better as a second option instead of a primary option. He's gotten even better as a defender. And shit, man, I feel like he definitely deserves that number 8 spot. In at the number 7 spot, we got DeMar DeRozan of the San Antonio Spurs. Now, I feel like a lot of people have slept on DeRozan since he went to San Antonio, and you can't really blame them because they really haven't been anywhere in the past 2 years. I feel like the stigma behind the DeRozan hype when he was on Toronto is because he was the primary scoring option. And of course, the East was the East, and it was what it was. But leaving all that aside, and how he has just improved his game on San Antonio, being a better playmaker, a more efficient scorer. The three-point shot is still not there like that consistently, but I feel like he's just become more of a refined player. And I feel like he can even play more of a point guard role in some situations of a game for them at times. His ball handling ability, of course, is always still good. Even in Popovich's defensive schemes, he's able to switch. He's able to stay on a defender on ball. His effort on that side of the ball is still inconsistent, but it's DeRozan, and it's better than what he was in Toronto, to be honest. And yeah, I feel like DeRozan, like I said, I feel like what he's improved on these past 2 years with San Antonio is something that was a very key weakness for him in Toronto. So I feel like with this improvement to his game, along with him being almost, if not just as good as he was in Toronto on the offensive side of the ball, should definitely qualify him for the 7th spot on this list. At number 6, we got Chris Middleton of the Milwaukee Bucks. And I feel like with his recent performances in the playoffs, showing his inconsistencies, kind of has led to the underestimation of Chris Middleton and how good and valuable he is to this team. Although, of course, he isn't the best player on this team, and he is a second option to Giannis, he's a pretty damn good one. And we got to remember that this guy is going on his second year of nearly averaging 20 points on almost damn near 50, 40, 90 splits. Now, I understand the shots that he is getting is not as tough if he was a number 1 option, but let's not deny the fact that like this guy isn't one of the best shooters in the league, period. On top of that, he's shown an improvement in his playmaking abilities and shot creation. And on top of that, this guy is a solid to even damn near good defender on most days, you feel what I'm saying? So like, I feel like Chris Middleton brings it all to the table. Even while talking about second options, he's probably up there with the league's greatest second option, because not only is Milwaukee a 3rd seed in the East, the prior 2 years before they were number 1 in the East, and he was the second option to those teams as well, averaging 20 points on very good efficiency. So definitely deserves the 6th spot on this rankings video. And yeah, man, there's not much doubt about it for me. At the number 5th spot on this list, we got Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat. And yes, although I know they got swept in the first round of the playoffs this year to Milwaukee, I cannot deny how much of an impact Jimmy Butler just has on his teams in general. I'm pretty sure you guys know it as well. Every team he goes to, since he's become an all-star level player, he impacts them in a positive way in terms of winning and just becoming a better team. Not only is he one of the best two-way players in the league, but at that, he's refined his game to a point where he rebounds the ball at a better clip. And on top of that, he's just a better playmaker and a better passer for his team. His shot creation ability is up there with the league's best. Now, although his three-point percentage has fallen off a cliff in the past 4 years, and I don't know what the fuck has happened with that. That's a whole nother thing for a whole nother story, whatever the fuck. But yeah, man, we can't even ignore the fact that Miami was starting off this season very poorly, and he's the main reason why they even escaped the play-in tournament this year. So for as bad as he played in that playoff series against Milwaukee, we cannot deny the fact that he's the reason why they even got there in the first place. We're talking top 10 small forwards of the league this year. He definitely deserves that 5th spot. At number 4, we got Jayson Tatum of the Boston Celtics. Jayson Tatum this season averaged 26 points with 7 boards, 4 assists on very solid shooting splits. Not only did he show that he can be a primary option on a very good team, but he's also shown that he can really be a legitimate superstar in this league. Like, I mean, I don't think any of us is really questioning it anymore, but this guy really steps up in big moments. Jayson Tatum has not only shown that he can really be a primary scoring option for this team, but he's really gotten better on the offensive side of the ball every single year in his career. And with Jaylen Brown emerging as the star he's becoming as well, I feel like this Boston team probably got a pretty good future coming up. And Jayson Tatum, not only is he showing improvements on the offensive side of the ball, but he's also showing improvements as being a good defender as well for them. So I feel like with the right pieces around him on this Boston team, they could really make a deep run in the Eastern Conference. We'll see when time comes, but on this list for this season, for small forwards, he got that number 4 spot, man. At number 3, we got Kawhi Leonard of the Los Angeles Clippers. And we're at that point in the video where we're just talking about bona fide superstars. These next 3 players are definitely within like the top 5 players in the league in general, and Kawhi is one of them. Kawhi is not only the best two-way player in the league that we have right now, but this season he's made improvements to his playmaking and even the efficiency of his scoring. This year he averaged 25 points on almost 50, 40, 90 splits. He was top 10 in steals and 15th in efficiency. I don't really got to go on and on about Kawhi because even if you watch a little bit of basketball, you just know he's one of the best players in the game today. But yeah, man, he's one of the league's best scorers and best perimeter defenders. And yeah, man, it was a tough decision between him and KD for that 2nd spot. But even though I just spoiled it, I think you guys know who I have up next in the 2nd spot. And without further ado, man, let's just get into it. We witnessed these 2 battle throughout the years in their careers on 3 different teams, and shit, man, let's just get into this number 2, man. And as I said, coming in at the number 2 spot, we have the Kevin Durant himself of the Brooklyn Nets. This year, he averaged about 27 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, on, of course, damn near 50, 40, 90 splits. Now, if Kevin Durant hadn't missed a significant amount of time this season, he definitely would have been in that MVP conversation more so, but we know what happened, and, well, yeah. But anyways, with that being said, that still doesn't stop him from being a top 5 player in the league and 2nd on this small forward rankings list. Depending on how the rest of this playoffs go, you can even debate whether he is the best player in the league today, because he is averaging 32 as of right now in these playoffs on 50, 50, 90 splits. This man is a fucking bucket, and in my opinion, he's probably going to retire as like the top 5 best scorers of all time. Yeah, Kevin Durant, we don't got to really do much of a detailed analysis of how great he is. He's even made improvements on the defensive side of the ball. Not too crazy as the media hypes it up to be, but he does try on that end with his skill and size. But yeah, man, Kevin Durant definitely got the 2nd spot on this list for me. And he might even go to number 1 by the end of this playoffs. Who knows? And last but not least, of course, we got LeBron James himself of the Los Angeles Lakers. And in my humble opinion, he still is holding the best player in the league by a thread. As you see, the man is getting older, and more people are just starting to throw a lot more players as the best player in the league. After Curry's amazing season and how Durant's been playing, Giannis has been in the conversation, Kawhi. Hey, man, I'm not dethroning this dude yet, man. I still think he is the best player in the game so far right now. The Lakers have definitely went through a lot of adversity in this past year. Of course, with the bubble and all that shit. And I'm not cutting no excuses for them. He didn't play that well in the first round. And he did look pretty hobbled, I'm not gonna lie, but I gotta see I gotta see a little some, you feel what I'm saying, before I can really officially dethrone him. Now, I feel like the only thing that would really keep me from still keeping the same opinion is if Durant continues to play the way he's playing and ends up winning a championship without Harden. But we'll just see how that goes. But yeah, man, we can't deny what LeBron has done this year with the Lakers. Before he got injured, they were one of the best teams in the West. And as always, he was in MVP conversations like he has been for the past 14 to 15 years. The man has even made improvements to his jump shot from deep this year. And he shied away from the paint a bit this year too, but it still didn't matter because it still was resulting in wins. Even when AD got hurt this year, he still maintained the Lakers being well up until, of course, like I said, he got injured himself. He was 12th in efficiency. He was top 20 in points per game. And this is all coming from someone who is not a LeBron fan. There is no bias in this at all. None of these players are my favorite players. I just watch greatness and I observe, I analyze, and if you got a different opinion, that's you, my guy. But with that being said, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like on it. Don't forget to subscribe. And this has been your boy Swervo Hoops, talking about some hoops. And I'm gonna holla at y'all, man, in the next video.